Hi there. This is my third video today. Spoke about, I can't remember everything. I think I spoke about 5G, something else very important. Black Lives Matter, that was it. And sometimes at night, I like to do a video. And when I'm, because before I go to bed, and this is actually in science, that science actually found that candles are very good for you. So at night, what I usually like to do is go to my room for a few hours with the candles on, with the lights like you see here. That's a little kitten that you can see in this picture, and meditate, reflect, and when I'm doing that, I can go deeper and deeper and deeper. This is what happened because I had an unexpected spiritual awakening just around 10 years ago, and it really took me to become in this meditative state, presence all the time. And I realized from it that our natural state is actually meditation. That's really, and meditation in general is you become transcendental. Like, this is what has happened to me. I've become very transcendental. Like, before the awakening, I was very I had a lot of depression. I had suicidal thoughts. And the awakening was a choice. And all of a sudden, I decided to look within me because I had enough. And, it was a moment of I sat down, I remember, and I had it. And it was such an authenticness. It was like, now I'm letting God lead the way. And God is the within power that's within all of us. And it's an infinite power. It's that force, and that is everywhere. Because God is the all that is. And all that is the infinity of all existence. And that's the real I, the real self. And yeah, I became this very meditative state, and kind of like a thing that I do now all the time, every night. Most nights is do that in my room. But I'm always in this meditative transcendental state, because that's what this awakening done. As I started to go through it, I'm doing a lot of healing. Then I was becoming more and more this transcendental meditative state. And I realise now that is indeed our natural state. That is our natural state of awareness. And through this state, it's like when you're in this, you're doing a lot of healing, you're working with your inner self. You're in this transcendental mode all the time. From the minute you get up in the morning, you start to see the reasons for things that are subconscious within you. You start to see that around you is manifested from your subconscious awareness. That's the thing, because everything's energetic, you see. And this is what becomes very, very apparent in that spiritual awakening process. Everything is becoming like a mirror. And you're realizing there's something very deep going on here. And yeah, this is I was 24 when I first started going through this. I'm 33 on my birthday, which is October the 22nd. So yeah, just under about 10 years, and it's been an amazing journey of healing, because once you have that big awakening, now you know the way, right? And I had to have that big awakening to know the way. If I wouldn't have had that, I wouldn't have knew the way. I would have forever been depressed. And the reason I had the awakening is because I decided to have it. It's not that I am better than anyone or looking down at anyone, because all is me. How can I look down at myself? I've been accused of that. But it's not that at all. It's awakening happens because, like I say, you decide that you've had enough. And when you're authentic, God is a force that listens to only authenticity. Right? I mean, I used to watch on television years ago people talking about like miracle experiences, and they would pray to God but they meant it, and then something would happen. And that's the thing about God. God only listens to authenticity. Right? And when I had enough, I really meant it. So that's why all of a sudden this power started coming through within me. Started coming through me. And then I started to go through this amazing healing path of, because all of a sudden you're working with this inner soul power, this divine power that's within you, and everything's becoming a mirror. Everything's becoming magical as well. Everything's becoming like a synchronistic journey in the spiritual awakening process. You're starting to look at things and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually meant to be in this space. I'm meant to be. It's all like perfect. And this is why, like I said earlier in the video, you're becoming very meditative, because you're realizing everything's perfect. And the more that you realize this, the less afraid you are. And this is what the system is trying. This is why this madness is going on just now, and the system's terrified of this. Right? They're more scared of us. Right? Because they've got to keep you in fear. Because the system is a demonic force, right? That isn't of this world. And what I'm feeling, and what I've been feeling for the past under 10 years, is what the system's afraid of. I know that absolutely now. It's afraid of us having what I'm experiencing, this amazing healing. And through healing comes understanding, comes clarity, comes energy. We have an infinite energy system, but we only tap into it when we become oneness with everything. And that's why the system plays a game of division and separation. Doesn't want you knowing that you're one. It wants you in ignorance, because it wants you to not access your divinity. Right? And the divinity is accessed, awakening is accessed. You can access it right now, but understanding that all is you. And all is just oneness. Like an infinite oneness. And this infinite oneness is an infinite consciousness. And a black man is just the same consciousness as a white person. It's just different bodies, different vehicles to experience life, you see. And this oneness defeats all racism. Right? You don't see newborn kittens arguing over which fur is better than the other kitten's fur. That's because we are brainwashed to think this way. And what I've been feeling for the past 10 years is this like inner path of ascension. And that's our mission, you see, on this planet. Our mission is our only mission really is to ascend to the highest level and to simply be an example. That's it. Right? So that you can evolve when you die, and you can go to a different reality. Right? But to do that, you've got to ascend. And that starts by healing. Excuse me. A lot of inner healing is required, right? This is what's needed if you want to, ascension. some people talk about Ascension on the internet, and I don't think they've really looked it up. But Ascension is that path that we are all here for that, right? And when you're doing a lot of healing and you're ascending, you're understanding things, you're clear about things now. And this is a very healing state. It's the same state in America. They give ecstasy to people with post-traumatic stress, and they say it heals them. You know, that tells you a lot about the pharmaceutical industry, doesn't it? You know, because whatever's good for you, they ban it, and they want you to believe that whatever they give you is good for you, when all they give you is chemicals. Not saying everyone should take ecstasy, but my point is that the system is always lying to you. It's always, and the doctors and stuff have to go to university and stuff like that as part of the system. So you can't believe it. You know, they've got an agenda. But yeah, back to this ascension path. This is what I've been going through for just under 10 years now. But it didn't happen by magic. It happened because I decided. Right? And then because I decided, I was authentic, this power started coming through me, and my whole awareness and reality is changing. I start to look at things like it's a lesson. Instead of it's against me, it's working with me rather than against me. And you start to realize that there was a reason for everything. And that now I am like this example. Right? And I realize now that is why we're all here. We are all here to pretty much be examples to each other, to help us all through our ascension processes. That is the proper reason on why we're here. And if we could just step into that you know, into presence, and to just meditate, and to heal, ascend, love, we would change the planet's energy. And energy is everything, right? But the system doesn't want this. It wants you causing noise, and you don't make a difference by making a noise. You make a difference by changing your energy, because you can only change yourself at this moment in time. And through this, you influence other people, even people that knew you in the past. They look at you and they're like, you know, that person really went through a lot. That person done a lot of healing, and it inspires them to change their life and to heal themselves, because they see that you've went through something, and that change is probably is the hardest thing. And that's it. You can only change yourself at this moment. And you change yourself by changing your energy, and that energy interacts with each other. And that's how you really change the world. By changing the space, the energy that you occupy, the space, and that space interacts with the next space, and the next space, and the next space. Right? You change the world by changing the energy of the world. And it all starts by looking within yourself. You know, all outward has been manipulated to hurt you in some form by the system. The answer is your soul is within you. And if you want to see latest updates from me, videos, blogs, you can visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you.